Hello. Happy Friday. Oh my goodness. Ugh. I know that I said last Friday was probably like the most exciting day of the week. And I probably said also that I wish there was more Fridays in the week, but I feel like this Friday is the best Friday of the week because we actually have a special guest tonight. So I'm super excited to see you and to hang out just for a little bit, if that's okay with you. Of course it is. Because, you wouldn't be here on our date night if you didn't want to see me, right? Just like I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to see you. Hi. I hope you had a good week. Please let me know in the comments how your week was. So while we're waiting for these hors d'oeuvres and the main course to come in to our Friday night live session, I can hear about your week and see what's going on in your world. Okay? Awesome. So we're going to wait just a second because I think there's one more person or maybe two or three that are trying to come to our date night, but it's just about me and you. There's like no hard feelings whatsoever. Okay. All right. Awesome. So happy Friday. Yeah. Tonight is a super special Friday Night Live. Like I just said a few seconds ago, we actually have a special guest. Her name is Latasha Oliver. She is a holistic empowerment coach. She is health conscious. She is the sweetest human being. Her curls are always stay popping. I've had morning meetings with her and evening meetings with her, and she looks amazing. You're going to see her in a second, but she is hosting tonight's Friday Night Live. Super excited for you guys to get to meet her and to hear about all things mindset. Okay, awesome. So for those people who are joining in on our date night on YouTube, make sure that you hit the like, share, and subscribe button if you care. I greatly appreciate it. We want to share the wealth, right? Like we don't want to keep our date night a secret. We want to invite more people in to the party, as you see fit. That hashtag you can't sit with us, you actually can come sit with us. Come join in, okay? All right, awesome. So let me see real quick. So Takia actually says that her week has been fabulous. All right, Takia. My week was pretty doggone good too. I cannot complain. I actually got a lot of stuff done. Talked and met with a lot of people, and I'll give you some details on that in a second. So I'm super excited about to tell you guys. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, awesome. So let's just roll right in a little bit, right? Not all the way. We're not going to bring our special guest Latasha out yet, right? So let's see what I want to know. I believe I want to know, maybe this is too deep for a date night, but we've been dating since July, so maybe it's not too deep. I want to know how your mental health is. How are you doing? You all right? Thank you for asking. I'm good. I have been a little overloaded a little bit, but then I realized and remembered that I have an awesome team behind me. So it took that stress right away like that, right? Like once one of my team members stepped up and was like, hey, what can I do? What is it that you need? I felt a lot better, okay? So let me know how you guys are doing. You holding up? I hope so, okay? Awesome. So let's just roll right into our weekly wins. So excited. What are your weekly wins? So we actually started a new Facebook group called Women Who Left Their 9-to-5 or Want to. And that was a win. Okay. Last week we dropped, Assist-U dropped their lead magnet, delegating like a CEO. That was a win. We've grown our email list exponentially day by day by day, right? Then another win is the group that we created is now over 100 women who have either left their job to start their own business, currently working a job, and they're trying to start a side hustle or start a side business, or they already have a side hustle and side business and they're still working their job, but they're planning on branching out on their own. It's a supportive community. Everybody is highly engaged. Everyone is super excited to be there. And so am I. So that is definitely a win for me and the team this week. Couple other wins. One of the members inside of the group, her name is Mika. She landed a client today. So congratulations, Mika. We're loving on you. Congrats, girl. I know how hard it is to do sales in an epidemic. So that is a huge win for you. And then another member actually sold, she has wreaths, and she actually made some sales after struggling with her self-confidence. And now she's booming. Now that she finally put it out there, that she has this product, she has this passion. Sometimes it just takes opening your mouth so people know that you are in fact there. All right, and then let's see. Oh, Shaquana. Shaquana says, now I have an awesome coach to guide me. I am feeling great. Congratulations, Shaquana. I wonder who it is. I want to meet her. I'm super excited to hear about all the new things that you and your coach are going to come up with and that you're going to do in your two businesses. And I'm just so happy, one, that I met you and that all these wonderful things are starting to happen in your life, right? Awesome. So we already talked a little bit about the premiere of the women who left their 9-to-5 or want to. If you want to join the group, just do a simple search. Or after the end of the live, I'll go ahead and put it in the link in the comments. So then you guys can go ahead and request to join. We are having so much fun in there. You have absolutely no idea. Awesome. Okay, so real quick, I promise 2 more seconds before we bring on our special guest. Inside of that group, we actually had a giveaway. I know, and it's only been a week, but it's popping in there, you guys. So hold on just 1 second. Let me show you. Yeah. I hope you liked it. I feel like we're always dancing now. I am. It's like, but yeah. So basically the giveaway happened in the group because my business page reached over 900 likes this week. And when people show me love, I'm always 100% wanting to show them love. So the rules were you had to like our Facebook business page, you had to invite people to the group, and then also you had to just basically show some love inside of the group. And there was one person in particular that invited the most women who were ready and wanting more in their life. And her name is actually Lisa. So she's actually, and I know it should disqualify her, but she's my assistant, but she's not like an admin of the group. So she didn't cheat, I promise. But her name is Lisa. So Lisa, you will be receiving a $25 Amazon gift card to your email tonight. So congratulations. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for always supporting my business. Just thank you for being a great human being. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm so glad that Master Controller, right? He introduced us at church a long time ago. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. And then I don't know how often you guys have been watching our lives. Hopefully you've been to this date night before, so you know what the deal is. We are still talking about our Mission 100, which Assist-U wants to help 100 businesses either start or launch or start a new product or service. And we are rolling right along. Some clients are actually launching multiple things. So I feel like we're going to hit our 100 mark probably by the end of the year, which is amazing, right? I mean, helping one another succeed and make those coins, it's almost nothing better. So we are doing the doggone thing. So let's talk just real quickly before I bring on our guest. Tonight's topic may be a little bit more in depth and emotional than what we usually talk about on our Friday night live sessions. But it's super important when you're thinking out business that you think of it from a holistic point of view, which thus Latasha Oliver is a holistic empowerment coach, right? But basically you want to be well-rounded. You want to know your books and your HR and processes. You also want to know your marketing. But more than anything, you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And if you are no good for yourself, who can you be good for, right? So I love that I was introduced to Miss Latasha. I love that she just brings joy to anyone in every conversation, whether it's long-winded or super short. She just has this ray around her head, kind of like, like in Catholic churches, the nuns and Miss Mary and all of that stuff. So that's how she is. You're gonna see in a second, and it's not the lighting; it's her. So, all right. Without further ado, I know I'm probably embarrassing her. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on the screen. Meet Miss Latasha. Hi.
Hello. Absolutely love your energy, girl.
Oh, thank you. I love you so much too. What can I say? Oh, how are you doing?
I am fabulous. Awesome.
Good. How is your Friday treating you?
Friday is treating me very well.
Oh, that's good.
Friday, right?
Mm-hmm. Friday. That's right. Hey. So
Exactly.
tonight, I was telling you before you hopped in about the topic, which is mindset shifting. So can you tell us just a little bit what that term or phrase means?
Absolutely. I love when I talk about mindset, because when a lot of people think about mindset, they're really quick to think about other people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are looking to change someone else's mindset because they think everybody else needs to change theirs, right? So when it comes to mindset, what I really do with people is help them kind of change their mindset, but really change their vibrational frequency, which when you do that, it literally changes your mindset in a sense, but it does it in a way that it's not so hard to do because it's really hard. I'm gonna be honest. When some people try to change their mindset, they work really hard to do it, but go about it a different way by changing the vibrational frequency. It's a lot better. And I know you're like, what are you talking about?
Well, because I didn't know I had a vibrational frequency. Like I know I had a lot of front and back, but I didn't know I was walking around with a frequency that vibrated.
Yeah. A frequency that vibrates. Yes. So when you think about law of attraction, right? Because I'm a law of attraction coach. So whatever you attract into your life is what you attract. So think about this when we think about mindset. Okay. So let's take two people, and I'm gonna go to both extremes. You think about a person that is always positive, like you, always motivated, things are always going their way, they always have good luck, that type of person.
Okay.
Think about another person that's the complete opposite. They're always in a bad mood. They're always complaining. They're always gossiping. They always have bad luck. Nothing ever goes their way, right? So think about, when you think about mindset, think about the mindset of the positive person and think about the mindset of the negative person, okay? Mm-hmm. So when you think about this too, when I was talking about vibrational frequency, the person that is always positive, that seems to always have things going their way all the time, that good luck and all that stuff, they are attracting those good things because they're vibrating at a high vibrational frequency. The person that their mindset is more on that negative, that's always having the bad luck, they're at a lower vibrational frequency. So that's how the mindset and the vibrational frequency ties in together, and how the law of attraction ties into that too, because what you attract is what you attract. So, yeah.
Would you say the person with the negative mindset versus the positive mindset person have like maybe two different belief systems, or is it possible to have the same belief systems?
They have different belief systems. Your belief system is actually what helps you attract what you attract, literally.
Okay, so that's a topic I wanted to talk about. Like, how do you figure out what your belief system is, maybe?
Yeah, so that takes some work.
Okay.
It also takes somebody that wants to, because a lot of us are conditioned not to even question our belief system. because we're doing things on autopilot, right? We were brought into this world, we were born to our parents and grandparents and the people that are in our surrounding, right? And that all makes up our belief system, right? So take this as an example. So a mom is teaching her daughter how to make a pot roast, okay? Something really simple, right? So the mom is telling her, first thing, you cut the ends of the pot roast before you put it in the pan. So the daughter's like questioning it. Well, why do you cut the ends of the pot roast? And the mom's like, I don't know. This is what my mom taught me, right? So she calls her mom and say, hey, why do we cut the ends of the pot roast before we put it in the pan? She's like, I don't know. That's what I was taught. So she calls her mom, right? So her mom is like, I don't know. So it keeps going. So anyway, come to find out, the next living person was, I cut the ends of the pot roast because the pan that I had was small and I had to cut the pot roast to fit the pan. So you see how limiting we are when we're doing certain things, right? The reason why someone was doing something years ago and you're still doing the same thing, you don't have the same reason.
I have a great example for that. Me and my husband, actually, when we moved into the house that we're currently in, we had not like an argument, but we were just kind of like a tiff about the dishwasher. And should we buy dishwasher pods to go into the dishwasher? And he said no, because he wasn't allowed to use a dishwasher when he was a child. So therefore, he doesn't want to allow our kids that use a dishwasher because they'll be lazy. And I'm like, that's nothing to do with the two. I use the dishwasher and I'm not lazy. I mean, I don't like to clean up, but I'm not lazy. So it was just the different belief systems that we had. And then we came to an agreement, you know, the kids get to use the dishwasher, but it's just, now I can kind of understand why we approach it from two different sides.
Right. And it's really good to know, like, once you understand your own belief system, you have a better appreciation for someone else's, because you understand that their belief system came from somewhere. They didn't just make it up, right? You know, so the better you understand your own, the better you have appreciation for others.
So let's touch on, because I know that you're really into wellness and nutrition. So let's touch on how your overall like nutritional like state affects your mindset. Because I know I have a friend that says when they eat fast foods, they get a lot like more negative thoughts, or they're just, you know, more cranky. Like, can you explain that to me?
Yes, I love talking about that.
Okay.
So your nutrition and overall nutrition affects everything, right? So what you feed your body responds to. So your body is supposed to live off of produce. Like, our body needs live food, right? Okay. So when you're eating fast food and a lot of a lot of cooked food, you're feeding yourself food that is not living. So when you eat your produce, like live, salads and things like that, like, you get a different level of energy from that, because you're feeding yourself what it needs, right? So when overall nutrition, though, I'm not always talking about just food, but since we're talking about food right now, yes, it is highly important to get a balance of the cooked food and the raw food, because your body really needs both. Like, if you eat just cooked food all the time, you're going to start digging into like different ailments and things over time, because your body needs to survive off of some produce and some raw food as well.
So if you're not just talking about food, what other things are you talking about when you're talking about nutrition?
Nutrition is everything you feed yourself, your whole being. Okay. So your body, but your mind, your body, your soul, everything that you feed yourself. And that means what you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're talking about, that's all nutrition, because you're feeding yourself information, right? So when you're watching television or a certain movie or whatever, that can really affect your mindset or your vibrational frequency or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, you're affected by every part of what you feed yourself, and that's not just what you're feeding your body and taking in food.
I'm laughing because I remember the conversation when I was like, I wake up, or when I found out that you do meditation, and I was like, oh no, I wake up, my alarm is in. And you're like, what?
Like, seriously? That's how you start your day?
You listen to negativity in the morning?
Like, okay, if you're gonna listen to it, okay, but you start your day with that. But you know what? I just have to say this because I talk to you first thing in the morning on certain days, right? So it's like you still have a very positive energy.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel good because I think that I don't, like you said, running on autopilot. I think I listen to it, one, because it's something different to wake me up. I'm a hard sleeper. And then two, because when I used to drive to work or drive to a client site, that would be on the XM radio. And it's a habit. It's like part of my daily thing. But yeah, I need to clean that up. Definitely. Let me see real quick. So Shaquana says, I've been vegan for a little over a month now and I feel amazing.
Yes. Yes. See, I am vegan too. And I've been vegan for some years myself. And yes, you feel very different when you are no longer consuming animal product.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of animal product, our bodies are very sensitive to energy, right? And so when you do consume animal product, your body holds on to the energy of that animal, believe it or not, but it can.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so it's not a coincidence that when you eliminate animal products out of your system, you start feeling better. You feel lighter, your energy is better, and you feel happier too. Believe it or not, like you really do feel happier because you don't have that other energy weighing you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to hear that she's been vegan for a month. I hope she keeps it up. I wonder
Yeah.
because different reasons for being vegan or trying it for a certain amount of time. So
I did it I tried to do it for 21 days for weight loss and then, just cleansing out my system purposes. And I backslid just one too many times. And I was like, you know what? I can't do it right now. Let me wait until I'm right in the right mindset to focus and know that I can stick to it. Because I definitely want to change that one among many habits in my life, right? So, well, Simone says, I tried chlorophyll for the first time today. Why, Simone?
Chlorophyll is good for cleansing out a lot of toxins and heavy metals and things like that. So, wondering why she, was turning back. Oh, okay. Yeah, but chlorophyll is very good.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I'm thinking of what someone in Washington said.
Oh.
Not the same thing. Okay, so let's talk about letting go of people that have hurt us or bad episodes in our life that have maybe affected us, and just like letting go of it and how that affects your mindset.
Yeah, holding on to stuff and just having unforgiveness is going to affect your mindset like 100%, right?
Yeah.
People don't even realize that they are holding on to stuff until they start like doing some work on themselves. But unforgiveness is huge. And a lot of people, once they get to a place where they can start forgiving, they start feeling a lot of different energy, right? So like they'll see things like kind of like opening up for them. And I mean like opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I am so serious. Like when you let go of stuff, the world is just a different place.
Amen. I can attest to that. I can totally attest to that.
Is. But you know what? By the time somebody gets to a place in their life where they're ready to forgive, they've already done a lot of work. They've already done a lot of healing because it takes that to forgive somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not like one day you're like, oh, I want to let some stuff go, so I'm just going to let it go. Like 9 times out of 10, they've already been prepping themselves. They've been doing some work. They've been doing some healing. They've been letting go of things little by little, peeling back that onion, if you will, to eliminate little by little. So yeah, unforgiveness and holding on to stuff, that'll kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, I agree. I wanted to ask if you could give some advice maybe to the people who are watching and to myself. So let's say that you've done the work and you've accepted that something hurt you and you've, decided to let it go and to forgive. How do you help those around you to accept the fact that you've let it go and that now you are willing to forgive? Or is that not your responsibility?
It really isn't your responsibility.
Okay.
And me as a coach, and when I'm working with my clients, so I'm glad you asked that question because that's a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
Work with my clients. We start from the very beginning of this whole process, right? And forgiveness really does come like towards the end. Well, not the end, but later, right? Because there is a lot of work to get to that place.
Mm-hmm.
To understand that the connection and disconnection from self, okay, first and foremost. Because when we were born into this world, you were born to a group of people, meaning your parents, grandparents, teachers, whoever, made up that group of people for you in your childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that shaped the mindset that you have today. Okay. So the first part of getting to a place where you can forgive someone is literally going back to understand what all of your belief systems came from,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to be okay, allowing yourself to question your belief system, right? Because people are not in a place where they are, and that's a mindset thing. They're afraid to question their belief system.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when we get to a place where we start digging into the belief system and allowing yourself to be okay with it and start letting some of that stuff go, then you are in a place where some of the stuff that grandma said, mama said, teacher said, all these people said, it's not affecting you anymore.
Uh-huh.
So answer your question, when a person gets to a place where they are ready to forgive, it doesn't matter what anybody else says.
That's
because
right.
Work where that is no longer relevant.
So not to get political or anything, but your coaching business is called Love and Light. So
Yes.
what would you say to those couples that, pre-Trump era were together and, they never really talked about politics or whatnot, but now they, are in the midst of this and they're finding out, they have some different political beliefs. Is it, their responsibility to make each other feel comfortable or to try to help their mindset? Or would you just tell them to work on each other individually?
So couples are, it's funny that you asked that question because, yeah, when you're a couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're still an individual at the same time, right? So anytime that you're dealing with any situation, each person has to do their own healing.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens sometimes is everybody feels like they're responsible, or they are really good at pointing the finger that the other person needs to heal. So time that we are pointing the finger that somebody else needs to do something, that's when we need to really look inside and say, okay, what am I needing to heal from? Because if I'm still thinking and giving blame and playing victim and all this kind of stuff, then there's still something that's going on inside of me that I need to deal with, right? Yeah. So anytime you're having any type of situation when it comes to a couple, that couple is they're still individual, even though they are a unit. There is a unit, but they're still individuals.
Yes.
I think that's where some people get they get caught up in, because it's like, well, he needs to change, or no, she needs to change. And it's like, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't allow yourself to get to a place of looking at self and then looking at the whole.
Yeah.
It starts with self. It all starts with self. And again, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. The more you understand yourself and understand your own belief system, the better you can understand and appreciate somebody else's. Because when you don't understand yours, you're not going to understand anybody else's. Period.
Whew, I understand. Sometimes I'm sitting here questioning, like,
for myself to even get to a place of understanding and appreciation. And I'm so glad I did, because I went through years of being in a situation and being not okay, and blaming and playing victim and things like that. And when I do healing, like when I tell you, it can change your world. Like you'll look at everything so different that it's not even funny, So yeah, it's
like a new set of eyes. Ooh, Jesus. Mm-hmm. All right, I feel that. Takia says, "Amen." I'm learning that this week.
No, there you go. There you go. And I don't believe in coincidences, right? So the fact that she's learning that this week means something, that we're having this conversation right now. That's confirmation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Just everybody is exactly what it's supposed to be. I'm a firm believer of that. So just
exactly.
one more topic. I don't want to keep you too much longer because it is, I mean, it's our date night, but it's your Friday night too. So I want to talk about the importance of meditation and journaling. And not just for us as adults. Like, is this an activity families should do? Should we encourage our employees to do this? Like, explain to me that from that angle.
Meditation and journaling is it can be a lifesaver. Okay, so we talked about how talking about mindset, right? So a lot
Mhm.
of people don't even understand their own feelings. They don't understand their own thoughts. And again, it's because at a very early age in our life, we were disconnected from all of that, right? So when you're born, after your parents get over the excitement of you being born, right, and you cry, if you don't need to be changed, if you don't need to be fed, the next thing they want you to do is be quiet. So they're going to pick you up, pat you on the back, and be like, "Shh!" They're trying to get you to be quiet, right? And so even as we continue to grow through your toddler years, if you fall down, especially boys, if you fall down, scrape your knee, it's automatic. Get up, brush it off. That didn't hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a teen, you get your heart broken, and what do your parents or your best friend or whoever say? Don't cry over him or don't cry over her. There's nothing to cry about. So anyway, my point is, anything that you would have felt from the time you were born up until current day, most people are trying to convince you that you feel something different or you should feel something different. So we're so
Mm-hmm.
from what we truly feel, because we were never really allowed to feel what we truly feel, because we were always told to feel something, right? So the key through meditation and journaling is starting to reconnect to who you are and reconnecting to what you really feel and understanding what your feelings are and understanding that it's okay to feel. You were given feelings to be able to feel, right? But
Right.
we're so conditioned to trick our mind to feel something completely different that we don't even understand what it is we're feeling. So by the time we get to a certain age, we're looking for a counselor. We're reading all these self-help books. We're going to motivational speakers because we're so jacked up, because we don't know who we are. We don't know how to feel. We don't know how to think for ourselves. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
absolutely. But to get back to meditation and journaling, what I do with my clients is I give them from day one meditation and journaling process that literally starts them reconnecting to who they are. That is the key. Like we're not going to be able to accomplish anything until we get to who you are.
Right.
You are able to connect to yourself and understand who you are. And so for the first time in a lot of people's lives, when I start working with them, they're like finding out who they are for the very first time. They're able to feel, because a lot of us are afraid to feel. So they're able to feel for the first time in a safe way.
Mm-hmm.
The journaling helps them to identify how they feel and also identify how they want to feel.
Okay.
So
That
it's
is amazing.
those are two different things. How you currently feel and how you want to feel are two different things. You have to separate them. And I teach my clients how to do that. And I teach my clients how to do it in a healthy way, because sometimes how you feel can be so bad that it can pull you down into a very low vibration, right? That we talked about earlier.
Right.
What you're able to do is you're not going to stay there. I want you to get there because you have to feel it and you have to understand what it is. But I don't want you to stay there. So I'm going to take you from that,
Mm-hmm.
take you to how you want to feel. And I'm going to help you to identify that. Because some people don't even understand, like, well, I don't know how I want to feel because I never felt that before. Okay, so let's get to that. And you have to do it without censoring. And what I mean by not censoring is you still have the grandma, the mom, teacher, all these different people. So I'm teaching you how to not censor. So don't allow that chatter to come in when you're doing these exercises.
Mm-hmm.
So those are powerful, because when you can clearly see how you feel and clearly see how you want to feel without censoring, you can shift your energy so fast.
I'm shifted right now. Like, you don't even understand. And I'm not writing anything down.
That's just a part of the process, right? Because there's more to it. But I do that with all my clients to start them out with, because if we don't do that, then you're not going to be able to successfully heal from whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish right? And whatever it is that you're looking to succeed in your life, whether that be to write a book or whether that be to start a business or whether that just be to just be happy,
Mhm.
so that's the first step that I do with anybody that I'm working with. And that's a literally within itself to take somebody from this to that and then teach them also how to meditate on top of that. And when you meditate, you're meditating in a place of the positive energy. So you're not meditating after you identify how you currently feel, because again, how you currently feel might not be all that great, right? So I teach you how to identify that, and also right after that, okay, now shift it. How do you want to feel? And I teach you how to identify that too. Now tell me what you're grateful for. After you've done that, what are you grateful for already? Then we can do a meditation, because now you're more in a positive mind frame or mindset, right? And so you're meditating on the gratefulness and on how you want to feel, and you're visualizing all this, and you're able to sit in positive energy after you've identified how you currently feel. Your current situation can be jacked up, but guess what? By the time I'm done with you, you'll see a little bit more possibilities. Kid you
My
not.
life has already changed right now. Like, you don't understand. Hold on. I'm going to show you some of the comments. Kia says it's confirmation. No coincidences. Simone says, my wig is pushed back.
Wig.
Like,
Oh.
you are up here changing lives. Then she said, thank you. She needed her wig pushed back, Latasha.
Oh my God, y'all. That wig one, no, that one's good.
James, I needed to hear this today. Oh, Gloria. And then I can't see your name, but it says Latasha Oliver is an amazing woman and coach. I've taken her course. I call her every time.
Yes.
I'll find out who it is. And it says, I use her technique for journaling and it works. That is amazing. I'm sitting here and I'm like, so when we gonna write? When we gonna get started? When is this? When can I start the coaching, right? Well, if you guys are thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, her contact information is actually on the ticker tape. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I just want to ask you one question. I know we're almost at 40 minutes, but I just have to know. Would you suggest, like, as a family, we sit down and maybe journal together? Like, I know a family that prays together stays together. Right. Is this a really good family activity? Because I know a lot of our women who are in the group, they have families at home and they have homeschool and they're just always in the house. Is this something that could be healthy and beneficial to start to implement into the family?
Absolutely. And I will also add on to that the meditation. I started meditating with my kids. I have 2 boys, and he's in college and my youngest is 12. He's in middle school, but I started meditating with them. So like at night, we would like literally, I started this years ago, where we would come together before everyone would go to bed. You know how you get together and pray and stuff like that. Well, we would like literally do a meditation, and I was walking them through a guided meditation with them. And that right there brings connection, right? Just like how some families eat dinner together and that brings connection, but meditation does the same thing. So journaling, yes, but I'm also add this part to the journaling part. Make sure that when you do that with your family, that your kids know that what they journal is what they journal. Because
I wish I had a mic to drop.
Jeez. Yeah, journaling is very private, and journaling is a way that's supposed to be safe for somebody to really be able to express themselves. Yep. So if you're going to journal together, make it safe for your kids to journal and know that that is their safe space and they are able to get out their feelings. Because again, remember what I talked about earlier, when we're kids, we're so conditioned because our adults are telling us how to think and how to feel. So when you start journaling with your family, allow your kids to know that they are able to feel and what they feel is okay, because that's what happens to us when we get older. We were taught as kids should be seen and not heard. If you grew up in that era, because I did, right? So allowing your kids to know that their feelings are valid. You have to be respectful, all that stuff still applies, but if you're going to add journaling to your family, allow that to be for them. Their journal is their journal. Allow that to be safe for them, because it shouldn't be like they journal and then mommy needs to see what you journal, because then they're not going to really journal. They're not going to be honest, and they need to be safe and honest.
I will be completely honest, because that's what we do here. I had a journal when I was in high school, and I wasn't the best child. I grew up in Catholic school, and then I went to a historically Black high school, and I just kind of like lost my mind. And the only one who knew about it was in my journal. And I think my dad knew that. So one day I went to my room to go write down in my diary. I called it a diary, and it was missing. And to this day, I know he took it because I got punished.
Oh, no.
So I will not repeat that habit, and I will make sure that my kids know that it's safe, because there's 5 of them.
Yeah. You know what? The best way to do this is to allow your kids, have conversations with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids are comfortable having conversations with you, right?
Yeah.
So you're not having to go sneak and read their journal. You know, if they know that I can talk to mom, I can talk to dad, and I can be honest with them because they've allowed me to feel safe having a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're so quick to control, and I get it. And, hey, we still got to be parents. So I'm not, trust me when I say, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't be a parent. The thing is, though, you have to allow your kids to be who they are, and allow them to know that it's okay to have certain feelings or whatever in a respectful way, right? Mm-hmm. Allow them to be comfortable having conversations with you. That way, they're not so afraid to talk to you that you have to snoop around and this and that. Because that's when your kids get sneaky and do stuff behind your back because they can't have a conversation with you. There's a balance, but I'm just saying, if you're going to do the whole journal thing, if you want them to really journal, then you have to allow them to really
know it's safe. Yeah, so something similar happened to Simone. She said her mom would read her journal diary every day and then read it to her dad. That is such a violation of space that, and I know Simone has children, maybe she can try to implement that in her family as well. Because, you know, when I think about it, like when I was a younger mom and my friends were like, gosh, why your kids are so independent and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, because they're little people. Like, they're little people. That's exactly what they are. So I'm like, okay, well, if I need to write things down, if I need to figure out how to make myself, mentally stable, they have to too. Exactly. And how do they do that? And this is a very cost-effective way to start. So I like that.
It really is. And I love the fact that you said they're little people, because they really are. It's funny. It's so funny how when someone can have a child, and like that whole children should be seen and not heard concept, right? That we grew up with. And then when you get to a certain age, whatever that age is that you come up with, it's like the parents get mad at the kid for making bad decisions. And I sit here and I'm saying, okay, so when did you allow them to start making decisions? Because now that they're 18 or 21 or whatever, and they're making decisions that you don't agree with, but guess what? You always made decisions for them, and you never allowed them to make any decision. So now that they are at a certain age, you're mad at them because they're not making the decision that you want them to make, but they were never given that anyway.
Chance. Like, when did they practice?
To learn, right. There's no magic thing that says that, okay, well, I'm going to control you, and then on this date, I'm not going to control you anymore, and you should just know what to do. Like, it's such a balance, and it's girl, I can go on and on and on about that.
Basically, we need to shift our mindset of how we're thinking about all of these different layers of our life, including ours personally and those that we love around us. So
exactly.
I think that's what it is. Okay.
Exactly. So yeah. So anyway, the at the level of what I do as far as my coaching, much working with women that are dealing with the stuff that we dealt with in our childhood, right? That we let go of, so that we are comfortable in our skin and comfortable with who we really are and allowed to understand our feelings,
Mm-hmm.
to feel for real in a healthy way, and then get yourself to a place where you are really thriving in your life and doing the things that you want and manifesting the life that you really want, because that's a whole nother topic on law of attraction.
We're going to bring you back to talk about manifestation and law of attraction, if you don't mind. Is that okay with you?
That's one of my fortes. I'm a certified attraction coach.
Well, hopefully we can get you back this month, maybe the last Friday of this month, if you're not busy. I don't know if that's Halloween or not. Oh, we'll see, because the month of October is all about mindset for Assist-U. So I definitely want to have you back if possible. You know what, Miss Latasha, I'm so thankful for you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys so much. Please let Miss Latasha know in the comments exactly how her conversation on tonight's live made you feel. And again, her contact information is in the ticker tape. Reach out to her. I promise you will change your life. My wig blew back and I don't even have a wig on. Okay? It's like my whole thing, my whole life. So I just want to say thank you from the deepest bottom part of my green Assist-U heart. I really appreciate you so
Thank you.
much.
I do too. I appreciate you too.
Bye. All right, you guys. Wasn't that a great date night? Oh, she's just amazing. It's just amazing. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Takia says, awesome session tonight. Thank you so much. Shaquana says, that was amazing. Simone says that this was wonderful. That's what we're about, okay? We're about assisting you with the business of business, and that includes your life and your mental health. So we're going to keep on going this month talking about mindset, all things business like we normally do. I really, really, really appreciate you guys for coming out and for showing Latasha some love. Please reach out to her. You will not you will not regret it. I absolutely promise you. If you thought this was something, try talking to her multiple times a week or once a week. Get into her program, okay? Thank you again for coming. I am going to miss you, but then I know I'll see you next Friday on our date night. So I'll catch you next Friday.